Hey there, what's going on? So I just wanted to explain some of the things going on with Fallout 76 right now, and why I would recommend that you would actually give it another shot if you haven't, or if you bought it and like me, immediately turned off the game after like a day, finding out that it was filled with bugs and glitches and it was just nearly unplayable. So some of the things that I want to lock on is that there's the biggest one of the biggest things that really trained players away from playing this game. It was the lack of NPCs. I've learned, and other people have learned, that there's going to be an update called Wastelanders. It's going to include NPCs all over the map. There's going to be settlers and raiders, and they're possibly going to even add more as far as the Enclave and the Brotherhood, which I've been hyped for. You're going to be able to side with the settlers or the raiders. So to break it down simply, it's going to be a factions war. It's going to be the settlers and the raiders. So you're going to be able to choose what side you want to be on. And it's not like you're going to choose one side and then have to be stuck with that side. If you want to turn around and backstab the settlers after siding with them for a little bit, you can. And with a lot of things that are going on, it's going to be really cool. We're getting a new power armor. There's going to be NPCs, new chat options, which the chat options are going to look a lot like Fallout 3, which was what they wanted to do on their hand. They said that they were going to change the speech options to how it was when Fallout 3 initially came out. Now, so with that out of the way, which is probably just the biggest thing, and I can go in depth, but I have a lot of things that I really want to key down on first, is that there's a lot less glitches in the game now. I rarely run into glitches, and I rarely run into bugs. There has been no issues with the game that I've had this far. I've had fun with it. I came back to it after hearing that Project Paradise came out, which is a dungeon, and one of the biggest things is that there was, from when I was playing and when I didn't know, is that everything just felt like there was no community, and that's what a lot of other people felt like, is that there wasn't enough community there. There wasn't enough people that were willing to back it up. But the thing is, I had a fantastic weapon. It was a legacy weapon, a Gatling plasma. It was bullets explode for area damage, 90 reduced carry weight, and it was anti-armor. And I told my buddy, I said, hey, you know what, I don't think I'm going to find, much use for this thing. I wish there was a vendor, that could do something, give me more for what it's worth. And he says, oh, we'll just put it up on the community. And I said initially, the community, what are you talking about? And the way that he put it is that there's this huge community where you could put in a picture of a weapon and you could say, oh, I'm willing to sell this weapon to whoever wants it for 25k caps or so, or 30k caps. And it turns out that I was able to sell that weapon to someone who was actually interested, very businesslike, and sold it and got 25k caps, which, if you guys don't know, 25k caps is the max that you can get in the game. You cannot get above 25k caps. It's impossible, because that's the max. That's when the game maxes you out. There's a community now that's backing up this game and loves to play this game just as much as I would or anyone else would. There is a solid platform here. I think, in my opinion, honestly, the game still needs tons and tons and tons of work. But is it worth playing? Yeah. I say it's worth playing. I would say it's better than some of the games that came out. And I know that it quickly took list, because if you think about it, you can look back at it. This game sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It made so much money. And then a week later after it came out, it quickly dropped as the most terrible game of the year. And that really hurt the company. And I think they're really trying to find their stride, their pattern, where they're strong at and where they're not the best at. And I think they're finally starting to get off on the right foot. And they honestly taking out updates and putting them in and making something great out of the game. I haven't had this much fun in so long. I hopped back onto this game after playing a shit ton of Rainbow Six Siege, and I was astonished. This game is magical, and it's changed so much to the point where I almost didn't recognize it. I went from originally seeing hundreds and hundreds of glitches for everything and every single thing that I literally do, to the point of where I actually was able to say that this game is really playable and that it's worth playing. And what's really cool is what you guys are watching right now is me launching a nuke. At low level, this seemed nearly impossible. Launching a nuke was so hard when I was a low level, but as you make it up, it only gets easier and easier and easier. What you guys are watching is the third nuke that I launched in that single day. Like, I'm serious. It's really great. And the community that's backing this up, you're able to sell weapons, rare weapons, for their actual worth that you may not want. I got 25k caps. Jeez, that's a lot. It's your max. I have great weapons. I have great PvP weapons. I'm a PvP player, so a lot of my stuff goes around, having stuff that could PvP other players. Originally, a lot of other issues that this game has, the role-playing experience. If you wanted to be a raider in adventure mode, you couldn't unless they were to attack you back. It's not like you can go and ransack and steal someone's supplies or anything like that in adventure. And we went into this new era and we got survival mode. Survival mode, you can engage any player you want, and you can kill whoever you want. There are no restrictions when it comes to killing other players. They can't go into passive mode. They can't do anything. If you attack them, they're dead. If they attack you, you're dead. It honestly comes down to who has the most experience and who has the better weapon in that situation. And there are no filters. If you're level 25, you're going to most likely end up going into a survival match with a level 250. That's just how the game works. And if it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be the game that it is right now. It needs to be like that. It needs to be like that. That's what makes this game what it is. I mean, it's awesome. It's ridiculous about how much this game has really grown since the time that it was first released. There's new weapons. There's new armor. This Wastelanders DLC is taking everybody by storm. More and more players are getting back on it just because of that. I'm excited. If you guys want to see the trailer for the Wastelanders DLC, you guys can look it up. It's because it's that easy. There's already a trailer out. It's coming out this fall, which I'm very excited about. And I mean, we're getting a new set of power armor. So thus far into this game, the power armor has stayed the same since the original games of Fallout. In Fallout 76, they're introducing a new power armor. From what I know, hasn't had a backstory yet. So this game, obviously lore friendly. So this new power armor has to have a backstory, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to find stuff on it after it comes out. It looks a little bulky. I like it though. Kind of looks more tanky, and I think I've heard somewhere that they've confirmed that they're going to be also having legendary armor pieces. If I can tell you straight up that there is, I don't know. I can't confirm that myself because I haven't really checked that out much. But if there are legendary power armor pieces, I don't think there is going to be, because I think it would just give people way too big of an edge in combat. And I think it would really just definitely split the differences in PvP. Another big thing is that they're going to be adding groups that where you're no longer have to have only 4 players. You're going to be able to have, I think, up to 8. And that's a big number for me. You know, I think that's a really good amount of players. And I think it's gonna be really cool to see settlers and raiders just break out in a fight every now and then, especially if they're players. That's gonna be absolutely astonishing. And I would love to see that. So, with all that said, again, I would definitely recommend that you definitely go give this game a try. There's literally no reason why you shouldn't at least give it another shot. If the game was absolutely terrible and there wasn't much that they changed about it, I could argue that you should actually never play this game again. But they are honestly taking every single insult that the community has thrown at them and they're putting it into their stride. And they're making it into something that is great. This game is just fantastic.
Whoa, you got any repair kits?
Yeah, right here I ended up breaking my laser rifle, but
My rifle broke.
I'm no one to be making videos on this because who am I? I mean, I got like 11 subscribers. That's not much, but every single one of them is earned, and I could be happy with that. You know, which is exciting for me. Which is something that I love, but I don't see many people making videos on these kind of topics, and I think there needed to be a spot for it, and that's why I made this. Hoping that at least 11 people that are watching could take it and maybe spread it around to their friends at school, or spread it to their friends at work, or whatever you're included in. Because it's not about me, it's about you guys, which sounds cringy, but that's how it is. I'm excited for the Wastelanders DLC, because when that comes out, I have this feeling that hundreds of players are going to come back. And that's what I'm hoping for. Because with the work that they put in, the game deserves, not needs, it deserves another chance. And that's the end of it. I would be very disappointed if they put all this work into the Wastelanders DLC and no one came back. I would honestly be very disappointed. And think about it this way. Even with all the backlash and all the problems that they've had, they didn't stop working on it once. They're still putting out DLCs, they're still fixing things, and they're still making room for improvement for everything. Which, again, I think is fantastic with them. Some companies will release a game, throw out maybe a few DLCs, maybe charge some, and then with all that backlash, they'll probably just move on to a different project. Not these guys. They haven't moved on. They're really working hard to keep this thing alive. And the way that I put it is that they've said, and I quote, all the DLCs are going to be free for this game. There's not going to be one DLC that's going to have any sort of cost to them. Every DLC is free. Everything is free. Especially with the new Nuclear Winter that came out, people were able to play that for free for a while. The Wastelanders DLC was fantastic. I mean, not Wastelanders, Nuclear Winter. It added in this new PvP Battle Royale mode into it, and I think that honestly still needs a lot of work. I think it was a good step in a good direction. I think it's actually kind of funny that happened. That they actually ended up adding a new Battle Royale. I think it's just kind of hilarious, but a lot of players are enjoying it more and more and more. I'm just excited for when this game absolutely blasts off and goes from the worst game up the list to one of the best games selling. And this game was free for a limited amount of time for PlayStation. I'm not sure about anything else though. It was free for a limited time. and there was a lot of players that played it, and I see a lot of people that are coming back now.
Fuck you, Major Gutsy. Alright, I'm on it. Let me go get it real quick.
So, yeah, with all that said, that's all I can really
Yeah, hold on.
have a say on.
Alright,
This
I'm on
game deserves a second chance. And they worked so hard for it. So, yeah. I'll see you later. And I'll let this finish for anyone who might want to see
it.
it.
Right, left, right?
And, yeah, finish the new quest.
Yeah. Go up the stairs. Remember this part easily. Did you get it too or no? Oh, good. I got Assassin's Salvage Assaultron head. Let me pop right away. I do not have right away. Shit. It's fine.
Launch prep sequence initiated.
I regenerate health anyways.
All personnel to stations.
We are...
Assembling launch
Shit,
crew
let me
chiefs.
look. Yeah, we're in alpha.
Launch control chief active. To stations.
Yeah, go ahead and look online. I'll cover you.
Launch five. Security teams to the control room. Security teams to the control room. Security personnel.
Go, little dude. Go, little launch co-chief. You can do it, little man.
Approach and identify. Will not be
Find
harmed.
all these other ones. Did you get it? Do you want to launch the nuke or me? I don't care. Alright.
All personnel to their stations.
Hey, who the hell is this guy? Man, he's getting pummeled by those Assaultrons.
Officer active. Chief Propulsion Officer active.
I don't know, but this random Willamere guy is here. Subble 194. Alright, we gotta defend them Chiefs.
Launch prep at 25%. Chief Target Officer active. Chief Guidance Officer active. Additional security required.
Oh, did not mean to shoot you, Mr. Officer Man. Yeah, this dude's he's just chilling. Oh, getting pummeled by his laser turrets though. What the fuck is this Robo Brain? Did you kill it? I guess so.
Launch prep at 50%. Now constructing additional security units.
I don't see the Robo Brain. Where's he at?
Area until order has been restored.
Nah, well, this is almost done. He said he wants to know where we drop the dude, but he's not have it online, is he?
Launch prep at 75%.
What the hell is that? I don't know. I guess she did get off. That's my assumption. Or we want to drop it.
Will not fail target identified yourself.
Shit, we'll go kill the queen. Yeah. Yeah, let's just.
Launch prep complete. All systems.
I kind of want to kill the queen, but fuck, let's just go. What do you want to do? It's whatever.
Keycard accepted. Keypad access granted.
Let's go to White Springs first because I need to work on my stuff in order to be ready for the queen.
Access granted.
Right, where are you dropping it? Yeah, and then next time we'll go for the queen. Okay. Want to get to the surface? Alright. Gotcha. Pistachios, let's go. Is Blue Helix in the server still or no? Yeah, go for it. Dang, we did that pretty quick.